Okay, welcome back to Oakys Garage. We're got this V-Force, this is part 2 of doing the axle on it. And before I turn the camera on, I had quite a battle getting the this middle nut off, the axle nut in the middle. I heated it up and with a propane torch and took the middle cap off so I can put the wheel back on. Still wouldn't come off. What I ended up using to take it off is like a long breaker bar, like a this like 3/4 drive set, and put it on here and then hit it with a hammer while I had the tire back on and the thing sitting on the ground. It was like the impact driver, even with 130 pounds of pressure, would not take that off by itself. So that if you have a hard time doing that, use like a long breaker bar and like hold it with your foot against there and give it a couple good belts and it will break that loose, and then the impact driver will take it off. So anyway, that's how I got that off. So we're just gonna take this wheel back off and we'll blast this thing apart. Alright, and then you got some 14mm bolts that hold this together. I already pushed this in. This thing's loose now. You have to get this thing to swing away to get the axle out of there. So we're gonna take and zap this off too. I'm not blocking you. That falls right apart. Let me just throw that back in there for now. But yeah, there's the end of the axle. It's going to come right out of there. So obviously this and that's supposed to be one piece. And so now we're going to take the rest of the axle out. So pull this up out of the way. Of course Snoopy needs to come in right this moment. He's not gonna. And you just take and yank this, and it pulls right out of there. And there's your axle out. Obviously this is all smashed to pieces. I'm going to just replace the whole axle because I don't really trust this. If this thing's that worn out, then chances are that isn't too far in back of braking also. But most of the time what happens is the boot gets torn, and that lets water and mud and stuff into that, and that's what wrecks it all. I mean, the bearings, there's ball bearings and stuff, right, that ride in the middle of that, and they're all completely gone, just ground into oblivion. So we get a new axle and throw that together. So that's about it. I might even just take in, just so I can roll this thing around, just take and throw everything back together, like with that in there, to hold this together. Right? Throw it all back together, put the wheel back on, won't have an axle in it, but you can roll it around. You have to get it out of the way. So, that's how you do that, and I'll do part 3. When I get the new axle, it's really super easy. You know, it's going to be just a matter of, shoving it in there. You know, you got to make sure that the clip is on there, but that usually always comes with the new axle. And you just line it up, make sure obviously below this arm, and you're going to line it up. Matter of fact, I'll even show you how in case I don't do a third video. Just line it up till you can feel it's right. And it just shoves right in there. That little clip is all that really holds it, and the distance between here that it can't come out. So that's what also holds it in there. But that's how you take that apart. So that's it. Bye.